Hello. Hello.
Hi, Jagdish.
Hi. Sorry, guys. My laptop stuck with the update. That's why I got delayed. Uh, we shall continue today. Chai masti. Okay. Please let me know once you're able to see my screen.
Yes, I can see you.
Okay. So yesterday, when we try to provide access to our ledger, it is not working right. It's because of an it will like bug. Like it will take some time to reflect. After 5 to 10 minutes, I'll check to my general ledger. I can see my ledger over there. Let us start with the open period. Then we will go to uploading chart of account today. I have shared this sheet in Drive. Do you people got those? You got those sheet?
Where you have shared on
I've,
this.
no, I've shared with the Drive. I think Prasad will share you the Drive of videos, right? In the
Okay.
same folder, I've shared this section.
Okay. I
The
did not
list
check.
of check with Prasad. Yeah, you can ping the Prasad and get the access to the Drive, so you can get access to these files and the videos also. Okay. So now we can see our primary ledger over here, and we are going to open our first period. See, first period defaulted to 01/2022. It's based on our specific ledger option, whichever we gave yesterday. So we set our data access set, ledger and accounting period and submit. Yeah, the program has been succeeded. Let us check whether our period got open or not. Okay, I'm navigating to general ledger module. Here we will do setups right for all our modules, And when we have to check our period and transaction, we have to navigate to the modules. This is setup and maintenance, and this is modules. Okay, I'm navigating into general accounting, period close.
So opening first period in the setup and maintenance is a different screen than this period close under the general accounting, right?
Correct. Opening first period is in setup and maintenance. Then managing your periods is a different screen.
Okay.
This is a screen where you can manage all the modules, and you can see your module state, all the period status, right? This is the screen, general dashboard. Okay. Again, I can see a bug here. The change option is not coming. I will log out and log in again. I think I have to clear my cache and try. Sometimes this happen in our Oracle Fusion in all those client instances also. We have to clear the cache and try this. Do people got the instance login also right from Prasad or yet to get?
You are received.
Oh, fine. Yeah. So see, in Chrome, it's not coming for me. When I logged in with the Mozilla, I can able to see this option. There's a general bugs in Fusion. This will happen in with browser to browser. In general, Oracle is recommending to use Mozilla. Next is the Chrome. Other browser is not recommended for Oracle Fusion. You may face like this minor changes, minor bugs and issues there. Okay, so I'm changing my to my ledger, US India ledger. Click on OK. Okay, So you have to now open your period for general ledger, right? We have already opened our period for general ledger. We are going to navigate and check. Why it is showing us never open means, see, your accounting period is default to the system date. It's May 2022. When you change your accounting period to first 2022, first 2022, you will see here as a open. Better you can click on this hyperlink, navigate inside the dashboard. Okay, and you can see the period set. Here we have opened only first May 22, January 22, right? See, there are three options. You can see it. This means book is open, this means book is closed, this is permanently closed, and this is future enterable period. We have given one future enterable period, right? So this is in future enterable period, and this is an open period. Let us open a period up to 5th of May 2022. So what I'm going to do is open target period. I'm going to select 5/2022, and when I'm opening it, it will give you a message says if you are going, the action will open up to the target period includes the earlier period that were previously not open. What does it mean is you are trying to open a May period, but your open period is Jan. This action will make you open in the middle periods like February, March, April. All those period will get open. If you are okay with it, click on yes. So program has been submitted. It will run. Let us refresh here itself.
What is the use of future enterable status?
Yeah, future enterable status. See, let's take an example. You are going to enter today is the 30th May. You're going to, in some cases, you need to enter invoices for next month. What we will do, we can enter invoice in future enterable status. But what is the difference when you can enter invoice? What is the validation between these two is in open period you can enter invoice and you can account it to the general ledger. But in this one you can enter invoice or you can enter general whatever it is, but you cannot account it. You cannot post it to the ledger. You can enter and keep it. Whenever your period has been opened, you can then post it.
Okay.
So as the message came, you can see all those period has been open, and whatever period you are opening, automatically system will keep the next period as future enterable. Okay, so this is about period close and open. Next, I'm moving to the important topic: upload chart of accounts. Okay. I'm navigating to setup and maintenance. Financials. Okay. First, let me navigate to our setup. Chart of account values, set values. Let me create one sample value sets to upload. UG underscore account. We cannot create an user because we have to assign nature account segment. If we take one of the sample, Okay, let us use this value set to upload. Let me check out. Let us use this value set to upload. This is an Excel. Okay, this Excel, this is called as FBDA. Okay, where we can get this FBDA. I will show you the navigation now. As a general Google whoever can download. Just go to Google and type Oracle OER. Oracle Enterprise Repository. It means Oracle OER. Just click on the first link called Fusion Apps OER.oracle. Then cloud application. Then click your respective modules. Then click on all books. Scroll down and you can see a file-based data input FBDA for financials. This is the place repository for all of your FBDAs are available for your financial module. I will send you this link. You can copy. You can copy paste this directly and you can use it. Okay. Just to download the fresh templates. Okay. So I'm navigating to our general this asset module. I'm navigating to my general ledger module. Okay. In general ledger module, you can see import segment values and hierarchies. This is your Excel. If you click on this, there will be an Excel SM template. Any of the, for example, if you want to load a journal, you have to click on this. You have to download the Excel SM template. And see, you have to carefully see here. There you also note down this process, schedule process. Once the template is loaded, what is my program to be run? They have been given here. Job and table link. This is the program you have to run. Okay, for each and every uploads, they will give you a program. In our case, we have to run this program. Okay, so I have downloaded this from this template yesterday, and I have filled some sample values for you, and I will tell you how to fill the values here. Okay, first column is our value set code. Navigate to the system. Our value set code here, right? Our value set code. Whatever we have created, copy this to your Excel. Just paste it over here. Copy this to all of your rows. And these are the values which you are going to load. I have filled this for a sample. This each and every values has their own description, right? Oh, this is asset, this is petty cash. One series all belongs to asset, right? Petty cash, cash and bank, cash clearing on account. And if you go to 2 series, all liabilities you can see current liabilities, voucher payable, accounts payable. And if it is 3, this is owner's equity. When it comes to 4, it's revenue. 5 expense. So you have got all those things. So I'm giving you a sample. How to fill it? Provide a value. If you want to load a value, provide a value here. See this one, value you are providing here. We created manually right on the day. Value you are providing here, and description you will provide in US description. There will be more description AR, DKE. So on their own languages, we are using our language, journal language in this specific ledger version was American English, right? You have to provide a description in description US. Then this option summary, no. See, there is a summary flag. The summary flag, if you click on this drop down, Y and N will be available. Whatever your summary flag, you have to select Y or N and allow posting, allow budgeting. This is enabled flag, this one. You have to enable everything, right? So I've given yes for everything. Account type, when you see here, when you see the drop down, you can see, right, A, E, R, O, U, L. You know the meaning of this: asset, expense, revenue, owner's liability, owner's equity, and liability. So you have to select your account type properly here, and then allow posting and allow budgeting flag. If you want to allow posting and budgeting, you can mention it as no or yes, whatever. Then you can use this field. and then the description. That's it. That's it about the filling of the template. Once the template has been filled, there is a button, macro button Oracle has provided, validate segment values. Just click on this. It will validate all your rows. Yeah, validation completed and says no errors found. So we are good to load. Then once you have filled this template, what you have to do is you have to navigate to the instruction and CSV generation tab. Here you can see a button called generate CSV. For all the FPDI, you have to do in this manner, and ADFDA is different. As I mentioned before, it is connected to the system. When I'm going to teach ADFDA is there is a topic called transaction, create journal in spreadsheet. In this topic, we will download the ADFDA from the system itself. For like FPDA, you don't need to navigate to this program and all. In system itself, for ADFDA, Oracle has been provided for you in the application itself. Let me show you the navigation for the page and spreadsheet task pane. Here we can see, right, create journal in spreadsheet. If you click on this, automatically Excel will download for you. We can there is a add-in to be installed in your system. We can install the add-in. I will show you. You can simultaneously install the add-in, and we can open and it will connect to the Oracle, and we can load the journals. Okay, we will discuss in future session. Transaction section on Monday. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on generate CSV. Save this in your local folder. Save it here. Once you're generating CSV, guys, you have to be careful. It will generate two different files, on the CSV and on the zip file. We have to load our zip file. Absolutely, we have to load our zip file. Okay. So, okay, CSV generation is done. What I'm going to do is, first, there is a concept in Oracle. Whenever we are loading our FBDI files, what will happen? There will be two different types of tables. Okay, obviously we are going to load all those data into tables. Then only it will be available in Oracle Fusion. Yeah, it's a SQL technical thing. For example, if it is I'm just putting a example table name. This is not example table. GL journal. This is your interface table. Okay. The procedure of loading our FPDA file is what will happen. This is interface, and this is base tables. Okay. First, we will load our file to interface table. Okay. Initially, we will load our file and data to the interface table. System will validate here itself. Is there any error, or you are loading some wrong thing? The validation is written by the Oracle. It will take care of the validation. It will throw you the error in interface itself. So, and then once the interface is successful, the interface program is successful. What we will do, we will run this program, whatever it is mentioned here, import segment values and hierarchy. Then what will happen from the interface, system will automatically take the data to the base tables. Once it is going into the base table, it means it is loaded to the system Oracle. We can find your you can find your chart of account values in the system. Okay, so you understood this concept, right? This is the base concept. For every upload, you have to understand this clearly. Any doubts on this? Yes, Ajit.
Yeah, actually, what you're trying to say is the data will go in first interface table and then further it will move to GL journal table.
Yes, our base table, so GUL or EP, whatever the module it is. First, it will go to interface table, and then the system will validate completely over there, and then we have to run the program, and it will navigate into our base table. Before going to base table, also here the system will validate your data errors, like you have filled any, for example, uh, here what you have done. Instead of providing value here, you have provided value in the wrong column, start date. What system will do? System has a validation for loading the interface program says this column is a date column. You have to provide a date, not some values. Here, there's a mandatory column. You have missed providing values here. Like the system will provide you an error. Okay. Once it has been loaded to the interface table, then you are submitting our search tool process. Then system will provide you the system errors. This is data validation errors. The system errors. Your ledger is not. Your ledger period is not open. Your journal entry doesn't match debit and credit. Sorry, your value doesn't. This value already exists. Whatever it is, it will provide you throw you error here. Basically, it will for data validation, it will go into interface table. Then we have to submit program, and it will go into the base table. Clear?
Okay, so just bit technical question.
Yeah.
I don't know. Means, let's take an example. Some error came while running the import program. So how we'll see in the table and how we'll remove those entries and again upload it? Those process you're going to guide, or it's out of the scope?
No, those process I will guide you. It's not out of the scope. We'll guide you, not a problem. See, we have not opened the table here. In Fusion, what they are given you a nice Excel. In that Excel, what will happen? You can see the interface error stuck over there. You can correct in the Excel itself.
Okay, so
We
while clicking the validation, that time they'll give the error.
correct. What happened? This one is let's take an example. This is an FBDA file, right? This is a setup. This is not our transaction. So what will happen? One second, let me show you the screen. Yeah. If you see here, there is an option called correct import errors, right? If I click on this, let's take an example. You are loading some journal. It will download you an Excel called journal corrections. What this one is, you are loaded to the interface. The data validation is completed. For example, if you got stuck, see, I'll try to understand this point. If you got error in this stage, what you will do, you have to correct in your Excel, not in interface table. Because if this error out, what does it mean? It is not even loaded to the interface table, right? So what you have to do, you have to the system will automatically error. There is no scenario for clearing your table. You have to clear your properly set your Excel and you have to load it again. Once it is loaded and it got stuck here and it got error here. So there is a error in interface table. What you can do, you can open a sheet like this, and here you will get all those informations in Excel itself, and then we can correct over there and you can load it again. I will show you, for example, what I will do when I'm creating a journal in spreadsheet. I will create a journal for June month because the June month period is not open, right? See this example. It will give you an error like this. Accounting period June 2020 is not open for whatever this error will come for you. You can correct the info sheet and you can change the period. We will change the period to May and we will upload it again. I will show you that process. In creating journals, this one and all, if it is loaded to interface itself, will go into the system. This is the setup. Transaction wise, they have given an interface correction sheet.
Okay.
We'll look onto that. Don't worry.
But normally, as per my understanding, process should not be manual, right? Because especially the transaction data, journal data are coming on day-to-day basis and keep uploading. It may be through ESS job or maybe some other process that its process is automated.
No. See,
Or manually every day on day out we are uploading and correcting like this.
no. We need to do. What is the scenario of uploading manual journals means? It is whenever you have to make some adjustment journals and during the data migration, you load the manual journals. Regular business scenario, there is no point of loading manual journals. You know, right? Obviously, all those journals will come from the other modules. We do not need to load any journals during the data migration and during some adjustment journals. You have to load this. You can use this option. You can load day to day 100% loading the journals is not required.
Yeah, so just confusion arise there only. Any sort of this entries are wrong entry or maybe some wrong information gone, and it's there in GL interface table. So whatever you are saying is import journal correction. That particular menu will help us to correct any entry what is right now residing in GL interface table.
Yes,
Or
any
maybe
entries.
so
Whatever
it will
entries are
open all
available.
wrong entries over there. It will open in front of us, and we are able to correct it.
Absolutely. Whatever data lying in the interface, you can correct. But try to understand this point. What I'm saying is, when you're loading to interface, when the journals coming from subledger module, it won't go to interface table. It will directly go to your base table. So from subledger, it won't go and stuck in the interface. What it will happen? It will get stuck in the subledger module itself. If you are trying, if there is some issue in the accounting entry when you are payable invoice, your payable invoice, when you are trying to account, it will throw you there. That itself you can correct and send it to the base table.
Yeah.
Clear?
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to navigate to my tool, and first I'm going to place my zip file or CSV zip file in a UCM server. Yeah, in UCM server. Basically, this is a navigation file, import and export. See there, from here it is there, for import and export. You have to click on plus. Yeah, see, for every uploads, they will give you your UCM account also here. You can see in which account you have to load your file. You can see here, fin/general ledger/import. Okay. When I'm navigating here, let me browse my file from my local folder. You have to select your zip file and see this fin_general_import. fin_general_import. Save and close. First step, you are loaded to your universal content management. That means you are loaded to your file to the system. Click on home page. Then this is an important program.
What is the meaning of this account? Is this a logical path inside UCM server?
Yes, it's a logical path where you have to load your file. Because there's a general ledger module. See, you can see fin_general ledger, right? If I'm going to, let's take a payable standard invoice import. See, fin/payable/import.
So if I'll directly go on UCM server and give this path, I'm able to see all the files.
No, you can see, you cannot see the files in your UCM account. What you can do, you can search, cannot see the file informations. Let's take an example. I'm going here. If you want to see the file, I'm selecting my account. General ledger import, just click on search. Yeah, these are the files which has been waiting in your which has been loaded in your universal content management for this part. You can see the files here, but you cannot see open the file in the system and see. You can just download and open the file in the CSV or zip. You can see, and you can see also process ID. What is this process ID? From UCM, I'm loading to interface table, right? The program's process ID is this. when this is our file, we just loaded now today. When I'm loading the next program, it will say, yeah, this program has been loaded. This is the process ID.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So next I'm navigating to schedule process. So we have loaded a file to our universal content management. Schedule process. This is the important program which you will use for all of your interface load. Okay. Just remember this program and note it down. Load interface file for input. Wherever you are loading whatever file, whatever module it is, you will run this program. You loaded file to your UCM server, and we are loading that file information to our interface table. Yeah, this is the program. Here you can see transfer setup or transfer data files from a user specified location to interface table. Click on OK. And the input process, what you have to select is whatever they are given you. This is your input process, import journals. Okay. I'm just copying it, pasting it, and click on tab. Okay. So it is not coming in this way. Drop down the list. Click on search. Now search. Select from here, same name, select from here. Make sure your application name is same. That is okay. And if you drop down this, the file whichever you loaded in UCM will be available here. So what this program does is the data file to the interface table, which interface table we are loading now. Okay. And click on submit. This is the process ID. So this program is loading now. So it is transferring your file to interface table. Got succeeded. Then loading the file to your interface table. We got some warning status. It means your file has not been loaded. We can check what is the issue in our Excel file. Okay. So to click on the program, the program which ended with warning status, and click on the attachment here. And see there is some bad text in our file. Click on the bad text. Click open. Here you won't get any proper message. It will give you, so these values are having some bad text. That's it. Okay. So we can close this and click on the log, open the log, and you have to slowly and carefully read over here. Just scroll down. Okay, it says record number 1, error on GL interface, cannot insert into null. It says some mandatory column, we have missed it out. Let us check what is the mandatory column if we have missed it out. Value we have provided, start date, end date, is it mandatory? Budgeting.
Just one thing, just one thing to clarify. Just before this step, we select the option import journals, right?
Correct.
But these are not journals. We are
Sorry. Got it. I'm in wrong page. Okay, sorry. That's the reason it is ending error, correct. Sorry, you're right, man. I have to load in a different program. I was speaking about the journal imports, right? I got stuck with it. So select your right program, click on search. Click this drop down. Okay. Now, see, okay. So there is one more option. What I will say is, for example, you can skip the first step. What the loading to in UCM server. Yes, we have to load to the UCM server. Initially, Oracle has given those steps. Now, what Oracle has did is Oracle made an enhancement. What is the enhancement? Okay, you don't want to go there and load and come here and again select the file. We are giving you option for the new option Oracle has released, I think last in 22A or something. You can load the file here itself. You can upload a new file, browse. In this case, you need not to select any proper UCM server because you are in a proper program and you have selected the base table also, right? You're selecting your zip file, click on OK. Submit. Okay. Anyways, what happens? This is what it is. It will say what happens when you load wrongly or whatever it is. If I have missed any mandatory column in the sheet, remember this message cannot insert null into question mark. If you see this message in your log file, it means in your file you have missed some mandatory columns. Why this has been saying this? In the column when you are loaded, there are more mandatory columns, right? In journal, it says some mandatory columns you have been missed. So that's the reason this error came. So remember, this is the way to troubleshoot. You can see the log files and bad text file over there. Okay, so we can see here our program load interface transfer file success and load to file interface also succeeded. And in some programs, what it will do, we have to submit our base table program. In some cases, when we are loading to interface table itself, automatically system will submit you the base table program also if it's got succeeded. Okay, this time your program has been automatically submitted, it is loading.
So it has been gone to the base table as well.
No, it has been going to the base table because the interface table is succeeded now. See, you can see our program, right? Succeeded, transfer file succeeded, load to interface file succeeded. It has been now submitted for our base table also. this program. Let me show you here. Schedule process, import segment values and hierarchies.
I mean, there is no separate process to be run to submit it to the base. It will be automatically submitted to the base table.
Yeah, it will be automatically submitted for not all the programs. For some programs, Oracle have designed in this way. For some other programs, you have to submit manually. They are enhancing. They are checking each and every process for the every release. They are enhancing the process. Okay. Meanwhile, that's it about the process of loading through spreadsheet our chart of account values. Let me just prefer the flat file. Oh, got error. So same, click on this. Just open the text first. Always text should be open first. The validation, it says validation played for these 3 accounts. Let us download the log file. Okay, what it says was value 307 has been inserted. How much values we have over here? 357. Says 307 values has been inserted, and values description possibly along with the other requisites to be updated is 50. Okay, what I will do, I will check this error and I will provide this file with some values has been what if it was some values has been duplicate. Why? Because we are loading in the value set which already has the values, right? So that maybe there may be some duplicate or description duplicate may be there. So what I will do, this is the way to load and this is the way to see your error. Or what I will do, I will refresh this file and create for your value set code and provide a value set code here. And you can create a value set code and load it here. I will refresh this, clean this file, and I will load to the folder also. You can download from that and you can load, or else you can download fresh template. Always I recommend you to download the fresh template from here. If you are loading 10 values is also okay. You can type it and load on your own. That will be a best learning for you. I will give you the sample file also by the end of the day. Okay. So what I will do, I will maybe this is about loading the Excel file, loading the CVA through Excel file. Now we will go to an interesting topic, loading to flat file. Okay. Let me close this. First of all, I would like best to learn what is the meaning of flat file. Okay, flat file is nothing but in keyboard you have an option, right, called this one. This is called pipe separator. You have this option, right? We have to. This is the Excel file. You can just prepare the Excel file with these columns. I'll provide this sample file also. Excel file with these columns, and you have to change this Excel file, Excel SS file to CSV. What happens if we change to CSV? Everyone knows, right? Whenever we change to CSV, it is comma separated value, right? All those rows will be put into a all those columns will be put into a single column, and it will be separated by comma. What we are going to do is we are navigating to our system settings, and we will remove the comma separator, and we will provide the pipe separator over there, and we'll prepare this file. We'll save this pipe file to CSV. Automatically system will put into single column and with the pipe separators. Once that is done, we can load. I will tell you the load process. First, I will let you know how to change this to pipe separator. Okay. Before you are changing, you have to make sure in your system all those excels are saved and closed. All those excels are closed. Okay, I'm closing all my excels and I'm navigating. Note this go right. Note the setups. Write down in your note. First, you have to navigate to change the date and time settings. Okay, here you have to navigate to date, time, and regional formatting. Additional date, time, and regional settings. It will take you to region. Change date, time, or number formats. Here you have to click on additional settings. Here you can see an option called list separators. Obviously, for everyone, system will get defaulted to be comma. What you have to do is you have to change it to pipe. Click on OK. Apply. Click on OK. Okay. Now it has been done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to my folder, just opening my flat file. Sorry, it's not flat file. I'm opening my Excel. Going to file. Save as. One second. Before loading this, let me make sure this value set is available in the system. We can load it for any value set values. I'm just taking an example of this. Okay, let's go. Okay, this is already available and value should be there. So we cannot load here. I'll create one more value set and I'll replace in the system. FA underscore UG underscore CT. Independent character text. Go to the test 50 or something. Just save. I'm copying this. Save and close. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to navigate to my value set and I'm opening my file. I'm just pasting here my value set. Change it for all the rows. Save this file. Now I'm changing to CSV. Save as. Browse your location. Change it to comma delimited. Okay. Comma delimited file and save. Okay, it is saved. Now close this. So you can CSV. Just what you have to do, make sure all Excel are closed. Just open this CSV. That's it. Don't do anything over here. Close the CSV. That's it. So what I will do is I will change back my settings to comma separator. Apply. Okay. Apply. Okay. Close this. Close this. Now I'll change back to comma and I'm opening this file. That's it. You can see, as I said before, it has put in single column and it has been separated with the pipe separators. Just you have to open this and close this file. Don't save this file. If you save this file, what will happen? CSV will be again saved, and it will change the pipe to comma because now system has comma, right? Don't save this file. Click on open, navigate your value set values, search your value set values, make it highlight and click on action, import. There is an option called okay. Before this, we have to load to our UCM. I'm going to UCM. Click on plus, browse your file. Select your CSV, load it. We are now what we are doing is we are loading our file into asset module, right? This is asset module. What you do, you choose your account as fin asset import. Whenever you import anything, you have to choose your account as fin asset import. Save and close. Once it is done, sorry, navigate to this, highlight your value set code, click on action, import. You have to make sure here two things. One is your file name. You have to provide your file name. Most people will, what the mistake they will do is they will only copy this file, this up to this name. You have to copy the whole thing. With the CSV also, you have to copy the thing and go to here and click on this. Provide the information, paste the information here and select your account where you loaded the file. Okay, in asset import. And the second thing you have to notice, click on upload. Once the upload is done, there will be an option called download log file. It will say successful, but it may not be loaded and you have to download the log file. If you close that one, you cannot download the log file again. So this is very critical. I'm going to load it again. Sorry, load it, upload it. Okay. Don't click on OK, download the log file. Wait for some time until this button got enabled. Yeah, it got enabled now. Click on OK now. Close this, just open the log file. See, you can see it says valid format and rows created 91. So I hope file has values has been loaded. Click on search. Yes, all those values from your Excel has been loaded through the flat file. This is the process of importing through flat file. These are the two options. One is through spreadsheet and one is through flat file. Clear guys, both approach.
So this can be done either way. I mean, either we have to load the spreadsheet or the flat file.
Yeah, whether you load a spreadsheet or Excel, whatever you can do. Let's take an example. For example, I will open my CSV. One thing you have to be careful when you're loading through this one. Yes, see, for example, in my value set which I have loaded, the mandatory columns are value set code, values, description, enable for this is enough, right? But when I'm loading to chart of account column, there are extra mandatory columns, correct? Account type, allow budgeting, allow posting, summary, those are extra mandatory columns. What you have to do is when you're preparing your Excel file, let me close the flat file. Don't ever save your flat file again. Let me open my Excel file. Chart of account value set. Simple thing is you have to be careful with populating your columns in the Excel which you are preparing. Otherwise, file will get don't will not be loaded. Let us take this as an example. Manage values. Okay, so you can see here, right? Value set code, that is okay. Value set code, that is okay. Then value is mandatory. Description is obviously mandatory. If they're not given, we have to provide the description. Otherwise, we won't know what are these numbers. And then enable flag is obviously mandatory. And then see, this is what I'm providing here. There's only 3 columns I'm loaded. In accounts, this is accounts, right? Yes, summary, allow posting, allow budgeting is there. What you have to do is you have to be very careful by populating this column and make sure the wordings are same from here. See, it's unit caps, right? SS caps. You have to make sure. And here they are providing N and Y, right? You should not provide no and yes. You should provide N or Y. Clear, guys? Like this, you have to carefully first navigate your value set values and make sure what are the mandatory columns and fill the mandatory columns here. And if it is LOV, drop down the value. See if anywhere yes and no you see, click, just put it as no. This and all you can type it fully. That's it. You have to prepare it properly, and then the process of changing the flat file, you can change and go. The thing is, you can load over there or this. Always recommend from my side. What I recommend is flat file because it is a simple process and we can load it quickly also. And the error message also it will be clear for you. Once it is not loaded, it is not or you are not to load to interface and then to this. You can load to UCM and directly to the base tables. So, but while loading this flat file, make sure you are properly putting the columns and the list of values. And usually, what I have done initial mistakes and all, whenever you load before a years, we are there is no document in Oracle as provided through flat files. What we have done is we have just put enabled and tried for long hours, long days. We are not able to find. Then we understood, let us try putting enabled flag and try, it worked. So make sure these columns I have given you a sample, use these columns. Enabled, anywhere you're seeing this checkbox and all, you have to use the flag after your column name. That's it. Rest and all, same. Clear? Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so these all are the FBDI method. So we are going to see that the ADFDI process also.
Sorry, which process?
See, there is 2 processes as you explained.
Yes.
So the FBDI template file uploading. So we seen first we populated the data in
that is FBDA.
Yeah, and second is ADFDI.
No, ADFD is different. I don't know. As I told before, when I'm creating a journals or transaction, I will show you how to load through ADFD. ADFD is different.
The thing is, for value sets and all, we always use FBDI.
Only FBDI is available. Oracle has given only FBDI. There is no ADFD for setup. This is not setup, right? We are doing setup. Oracle has not provided ADFD for setup. ADFD is only for transactions.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
I have the same confusion. Like previously we did the FBDI thing, and now we are transmitting data using this flat file. So what is the difference between this? So is that this flat file is also a procedure of FBDI thing, or it's a different thing?
No, it's not a procedure. So for example, Oracle has provided you option to load only to the chart of account. Okay, they have provided FVDI option only for loading chart of accounts. See, when we are loading for fixed assets, there is a problem. What is the problem? They are not provided any load file for fixed assets. Not only this, see, Oracle has only provided a FVDI file for chart of account load. When we are doing some DFF also, or when you're loading our when you come to asset, I will explain you one important setup is that. For example, what is fixed asset model will do? we will create an asset in your fixed asset model. Whatever asset you have in your company, like whatever computers, cars, or buildings, you will create, right? For asset, you cannot directly create asset. You have to specify them. This asset belongs to which category. If I'm creating a desktop, this belongs to my computer category, and my minor category is desktop. And then this belongs to this location, right? Location cannot be a single word, like it cannot be Hyderabad. There will be if for office they may have a 10 different buildings, right? So in 10 different buildings, one building is called marketing, and there will be a rack. So what location what we will provide? Hyderabad, my FS building, 10th floor. This is the room number, or this is the floor number, and then this is the location. This is where my asset stores. For all those things, we will create a location setup, and we will create a category setup. In location and category setup, we have to load the values to that. Before creating location and category setup, we have to load the values. Oracle has not provided creating values. The biggest headache for every time in implementation like EBS initial stage for us, like before 6 or 7 years in initial stage, we have to do it manually. There will be if you are doing a big implementation, your client was big, there will be lakhs of values to be loaded for your asset. In this case, we cannot do it manually, right? So Oracle gave this silent feature called flat file upload. This flat file upload will be helpful for you to load in Oracle anywhere. If you are doing your DFF and loading a value set values, you can use flat file. If you are loading value set values for your fixed asset locations and category, you can use flat file. So Oracle has given only FBDA for COA. For other purpose, you can load this. Or if you are comfortable, very comfortable, yeah, this flat file is very easy for me. Better I will go with the flat file. This FBDA is having so much of validation on the, it is not comfortable for you. You can go ahead with the CO also, you can load it flat. The option is FBDA has been only given for COA. Other value set uploads, you can use flat file option. That's the difference between basically these two. These are two different ways to load. Choice is yours. Clear? I've given last what I explained was I've given you scenarios where we are going to use flat files, right? Got it, Nitish?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So phase two. I will load both the files. As I said, I will correct this file, and I will flat file is pakka for you. You can fill the you can create new value set and try loading. Now I'm navigating to secondary ledger setup and reporting currency. Okay, let us already 8:30. Sorry for the delay for 20 minutes today. I will take your 10 minutes of your time. Quickly complete this. Okay.
Hey Jagdish, I need to drop. I'll drop.
Okay. You can recording will be available.
Yeah, that should be fine. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see this. Sorry for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what we are going to do now is we are going to create a secondary ledger. Yesterday, someone asked a question, right? What if I have to report in US for this? We are going to create a manage secondary ledger. Manage secondary ledger. So when you are going to manage secondary ledger, you have to select your scope, your primary ledger. Okay, click on this. Okay, so see, manage secondary ledger for your primary ledger called UG India ledger, and click on plus. This is same like creating your primary ledger. Click on plus. Provide your name UG India. Just put it as shortcut as secondary ledger underscore US. Okay. Means US. Okay, you put USD. Just copy to this. You have decided to use the same chart of account, and you have decided to use a different calendar. Take it as US federal calendar, and currency, different currency. Convention same. Obviously, you have to use the same convention. Okay. The next setup. What this is mean? What data I have to convert to my secondary ledger? Only adjustment journals, adjustment, or only my balances, or one, or from the sub ledger I have to directly post to journal, or only journals from the primary ledger. Always recommended is journal. Whenever you create a secondary ledger, journal. What will happen when you select journal? When I post anything in my primary ledger, system will automatically take care and create this journal. Okay, this is about creating secondary ledger. I've created my secondary ledger, save and close. As same what we done for prime. Sorry, right. When you're, I forgot it. When you're using a journal, see, for you cannot, what it says, you cannot select the accounting method when you're using journal. Why? Because see, if you are giving subledger, it will allow me to save. Why? Because what I told, where from the subledger directly journal entries will post to secondary ledger, right? While when you're directly posting to the secondary ledger, what subledger accounting method I should use? But here, what you are giving is journal, right? Just copy the journal from here to here. When copying a journal from primary to secondary, this method is not required. It what it says. Okay. Now I will save and close. Secondary ledger creation is done. Then as we do the same option for primary ledger, we will do a specific ledger option, right? Same you have to do for secondary ledger also. Select your primary ledger and secondary ledger here. Primary ledger has been defaulted. Select your secondary ledger, select and add. Apply and go to task. Select your secondary ledger and its status is in process. Whatever setups you have done for primary ledger also, you have to do the same here. Okay. We are given Jan 2022, same number of future interval periods. So I get rid of the second. Okay, that's it. Okay, there is a legal entity. I have to give a legal entity here. So that's it. Save and close. Done. That's it. Done. We have created our primary ledger and we have specified our ledger option. Then the third setup was complete primary to secondary mapping. Click on OK. So click on the setup. Here, that's it. Automatically, the setup got defaulted here. And the source representation, what is your source conversion rules? And here the conversion rate. Why this conversion rate is mandatory? You are in this primary ledger, you will post in India ledger, India currency, right? Indian currency, and this is US currency. What the conversion rate I should follow, whether it's user or corporate or whatever rate I should. Always recommended to keep corporate. Just select the corporate. I will explain you in the next setup how to load the values. See, for example, system doesn't know this is my today's USD to INR value, right? INR to USD. We will put that in our setup. We'll explain you next and click on OK. Then error handling. What happened if missing conversion rate? Use latest rate. Means today if you are missing a conversion rate, use what is the last rate. Like first May you have a rate, use last rate or just report the error. Obviously you have to select report error. You cannot use the last rate. It will be a mess up and you have to pay some fine to your US reporting ledgers. Report error. And this one general convention rule. This is seeded, you can leave it as seeded. What does it means? All the conversion, it from the journal, all the source, it will get converted. If you want, if you doesn't want to convert this, for example, if I don't want, you obviously revaluation and closing journal will not be transferred to your secondary ledger, because revaluation and closing journals are done in primary ledger, right? You have already revaluing it. For example, if I mean, India, why we will do revaluation? When we do revaluation is when your currency is different, and 2 days before there's some difference rate, and today is some difference rate. You have to revalue. When revaluation will come, when you are entering in a different currency. So obviously you have already revalued it, so you cannot transfer it. So this Oracle seeded, you cannot touch anything here. And if you want any other source, for example, I don't want my payable to be transferred to secondary ledger, you can click add your payable general source and mention here don't transfer. This is not required. You're not, don't touch this setup itself. This is the standard general source. This is a Pakka, whatever Oracle has provided, you can use this. Okay. Just save. Save and close. Click on yes. Just giving a warning, the chart of account mappings has been. Okay, so you can see that status now is enabled, right? Data conversion as it is disabled. Okay, this is enabled. So that's it. This is about creating a primary ledger, and how we have given access to our primary ledger by general accountant role, right? Same way we have to give access. In general practice, they won't give access to, they won't give the access for secondary ledger for the user. Why? Because the secondary ledger is only made for copying the transaction from primary ledger to secondary ledger. What happens if someone manually went to secondary ledger and cancel the what reversed your journal, means it is a problem, right? In general, people won't give access to secondary ledger. Only the BTOs, it means the head IT team of the client side will have this access.
Giving access to the users will be a separate task, which will definitely be handled by a separate team. Is it a part of configuration thing, giving access
Yeah.
to the?
Initially, it's a part of a configuration team. Why? Because when you are implementing it to a client, there will be each client will have an IT manager, right? They obviously don't know how to do this. They will provide you they will provide you a bulk of data in this format, and we have to create this. And going further, they will come to know what to do. And for data purpose, from new user comes, you want this new access, they will provide. Initial status is this is migration. We have to do. Okay, I've provided for our secondary ledger also. So we can access secondary ledger. While coming tomorrow, while creating journals, I'll show you the secondary ledger journal also. So we have completed these 3 setups also. And manage reporting currency. It's a one minute setup. I will show you. Why we are creating manage reporting currency? Okay, so let's take an example. You have not created your secondary ledger. People's what you have decided, I'm not going to transfer my journal. I'm only going to transfer my balances to a reporting currency. I will report it to my US. That is what required. My US management decide I don't need your journal entry source. Only transfer my balance. But usually every management will always look for journals. The general thing we have to do is to look for journals. Okay. So now what you have decided, you want reporting currency is also in euro. Okay, you have decided, okay, I've created a secondary ledger in report in USD. I will report them. I also want to run my report in euro also. Mostly there won't be the scenario. Let's take an example. I want to report around euro also. What I will do, I will navigate to manage reporting currencies. select your ledger and go into reporting currencies. This is simple. You will create your reporting currency. What it will happen is, I showed you right on the day trial balance. In the trial balance, I showed you whenever you select your primary ledger, your currency will default, secondary ledger USD will default. Like this reporting currency also will be available there. Okay. Let's put as UG. You can select your reporting currency and run the report. That's it. UG, we put the ORC, reporting currency, Euro. Okay. Just keep it as balance. You have decided only to transfer the balance, and currency you are keeping as Euro. You will select your period average rate and period end rate as corporate. You are transferring your balance as PTT. Yes, you have to transfer only PTT period to date because we are closing period every period the books, right? So we are doing this. You can see. Save. That's it. This is about creating your reporting currency. It is active now. Save and close. Just simple. While running any reports, like our the secondary ledger is also available in the list. This reporting currency will also be available in the list. You can just run the report. For this purpose, we are creating reporting currency. And the final topic for the day is, we have seen creating a secondary ledger and reporting currency. How do my system know for which rate, for which rate I have to convert your INR to your reporting currency and use to secondary ledger? The setup called that is daily rates, the loading daily rates. Okay, just type daily rates. Okay, so whatever you have seen in the list, right, you are creating the rate type. Corporate is given by Oracle. If you want your own rate type, like you can create it here and you can load the data to that. Right. Go to daily rates. In daily rates, there is there is a only option for you is to load to spreadsheet. This is also called as ADFDI. For example, here, if I'm selecting, let us first check. We have a conversion rate already exists for INR to USD. The date I'm checking is today. First time today. Rate type I'm checking for corporate. Let me put this as Jan. Okay, I'm going to search. Yes, rate already exists. We are being given rate already. We will select your from currency to currency rate. What is the rate type, and we will provide your rate. This inverse rate will be automatically calculated. If you tomorrow, what we will do, I will download this spreadsheet and I will tell you. See, if you are seeing this date 5/6, right? Today's date, they are given rate as 70 USD to INR, but actually today's scenario is different. 76.56, right? We have decided to override this. Tomorrow I will download the sheet. This is the ADFDI, and I will modify. We will modify this rate through the spreadsheet, and we load the spreadsheet, and you can search and see this rate will be modified. Tomorrow this task we will do. In general, I want to show you how the screen looks like for the day. Clear?
Okay.
Okay. Fine. So I think we will meet on Monday, not tomorrow. Tomorrow Saturdays. We will meet on Monday. When we come to Monday, there is still 3 setups pending. I will give you an override. One is daily rates. We will load the daily rates, and one is auto reversal. How the system will automatically do what are the setups need to be done. And the most important thing is cross validation rule. We'll explain the scenario, what is cross validation rule and why it is used in the real business time, why it is useful. We'll explain the setup also. Once this is done, we will navigate to our transaction on Monday, like creating journal in spreadsheet, post the journal, query the journal in secondary ledger, open a period and close the period form, and account inquiry form, and finally the dashboard. From this, our general ledger will come to an end. Guys started practicing?
For me, not yet.
Okay, so you can use this 2 days of time. When we join our Monday session, what I hope is you start practicing this, so you will get some doubts. We can spend only 10 minutes on Monday for the starting. Anywhere you got any doubts, like doubts in the sense, if you are starting doing this, you are stuck somewhere, you got the error or whatever, you can note it down, and we can discuss on Monday first 10 minutes, and then we can navigate to these topics, and we can close our GL session on Monday. So it's but before we navigate to my core ideas, before we navigate to our AP module, I want you guys to be clear on GL module. Fine. I've loaded this Excel. After this call, yes, please.
Sorry, Joe. A couple of question and then a question related to this content.
Yeah.
Question is related to revaluation.
Yeah.
You were while doing the secondary ledger setup, there was a word revaluation. So we are going to study revaluation there in how to enable and how the unrealized loss and gain account hit and all those things.
Yes, you're going to see there will be transaction, right?
So that time you'll show it.
Yeah, I'll show it. I missed it yet. I will add here. Because revaluation is the transaction, why that's why I'm not covering the same setup. Okay, I've included the revaluation. It's absolutely a transaction, not a setup. We'll see revaluation during the transaction.
Okay, second, just a curiosity. Actually, maybe it's a very basic question. You were discussing about this currency, reporting currency.
Yes.
Right, manage reporting currency.
Yes.
If we have option to change the currency for the reporting purposes, for the primary ledger or whatever the transactions we have, then what's the difference between secondary ledger and reporting currency setup? Means I'm a bit confused. Secondary ledger do have any specific other functionality also?
No, secondary ledger is basically used for posting your journals, and automatically for secondary ledger will automatically, so for example, when you're defending a primary ledger, specify ledger option, right? Hope you remember the setup. There is an option called automatically synchronize my journals with secondary ledger, right? That option is not available for reporting currency. The reporting currency is only for using for the reporting purpose. You cannot store your it's not like a ledger. In ledger means you can store all of your journal entries over there, everything over there. But here, reporting currency, you will transfer your balances and journal balances. That's it. You cannot store your journal. And for example, balance will be transferred to your reporting currency. If, for example, you are reversing some journal in primary ledger, what it will automatically take, it will automatically synchronize with your secondary ledger also. But in case of reporting currency, what you have to do, you have to transfer the balances again to your reporting currency, and you have to run the report. The reporting currency, in general case, your management has decided, client management has decided that I don't need journal entries, just give me my balance. But mostly it will not be the case. Why? Because they cannot trust the balance. We have to see where this balance comes from, the journal, right? For this purpose, this is the advanced thing in secondary ledger, which cannot be handled in reporting currency. This is the primary difference.
So you are saying that, let's take an example, we are going on GLJE, batches, headers, lines table, and balances table. And over there, if I'm trying to search through the secondary ledger, so I'm able to see all the journal entries based on secondary ledger over there,
Absolutely.
but not on reporting.
Yes, absolutely, you are right. See, let me show you an example. I'm going navigating into journal screen. Let me navigate into Mozilla. Just please use Mozilla. As you can see, some bug in Chrome. Okay. See here, I can see my secondary ledger right here. Let's take one example, which is already existed on the day what we saw China. Okay. I'm choosing my China secondary ledger. Click on OK. And see, for the like same as primary ledger, you also have an option for closing your period, open your primary period in secondary ledger also. Just to select your secondary ledger. See, all those options whichever are available in primary ledger are manage journal. You can create journal in secondary ledger directly also. You can see whatever journal are available in secondary ledger like this. But reporting currency, this is not available. You cannot see your journal, you cannot reverse your journal, you can post your journal. Only balances will be transferred to the reporting currency. And that reporting currencies can be selected only in the trial balance. Yesterday I showed right with the LOV. There you can select your reporting currency and run the report. That is the big difference between secondary ledger and reporting currency.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Now, one or two questions coming related to the content, what is written in Excel sheet. And one is in this Excel sheet, I'm not able to see somewhere the mass allocation is written. So we are going to study the mass allocation setups and all, and how to use the formula.
A mass allocation setup is totally, it's EPM, it's not finance module itself. The content which Prasad prepared, like you can see more things. For example, in AP, if you navigate to course content which was sent to you by Prasad, in AP you can see automated invoice processing also. Automated invoice processing is like what is the concept of it? You will have an physical invoice in your hand, and you will go to your printer, open your printer, scanner, the printer, the scanner, the same type. Open your printers and you'll place your invoice over there, and it will scan your invoice. And Oracle Fusion, what it will do is automatically create an AP invoice by scanning them, right? So that is not possible, and many things is not possible. And in allocation also, it will take you to a different model called EPM. That is a different enterprise process management. That's a different model. Well, Prasad has just exported the course content from the Oracle content service management and provided you. Mostly that will not, many topics which exist in there will not be covered. These are the base topics in general, and most trainings you can see auto reversal will not be covered, and the secondary ledgers and special ledgers will also covered. We have extended ourselves to cover all those things. Course content management will have many extra things which is not possible to cover.
Okay, no problem. Those things we'll discuss separately. But just I want trying to understand nothing else, because if earlier R12 is still in inside GL only they put it, and over here it's a different module. I was not aware about this.
Absolutely. You can check the internet also. Allocation now in Fusion, it has been purely converted to EPM. It will be available in GL model. When you navigate to the setup, it will go to the enterprise performance management. And one more thing, in EBS, if you see, you can the suppliers and all there, right? Suppliers, you can find a supplier setup option in a payables module, setting up supplier number and all. You can find in the payables module payable option, right? Now in Fusion, what they have done is they have completely changed it to the procurement. But as part of finance, but some clients have clients and the supply chain and implementation team have accepted. Okay, it's pure the module itself, the supplier itself. When we are in EBS, if you're an EBS user, you can remember supplier where we will create. You will create in payable modules, right? In here, we will not create in the payable modules. Absolutely, we will create the suppliers itself in procurement module. It's completely moved to procurement, but it will be covered in our sessions. Supplier models or supplier roles, all will be covered in finance session, because still client has not accepted, still supply chain management has not accepted, suppliers will not be covered in supply chain management. Obviously, like from EBS, they are following the same setup. 80% of client are giving the supply creation to finance only. So that purpose in real time scenario, we will completely guide you how to create the supplier address and supplier sites, and more than which is what I'm trying to say is which this may not be provided in course content also. So, like supplier approval. Okay, I have a topic for you for supplier approval. This supplier approval, Oracle has provided a setup, and I will explain whenever I'm trying to when the class comes for a supplier approval. You can see one option which will not be given in any training, or which will not be taken place in the client also, right? This is customized thing. Oracle has not provided a standard thing. They have provided a role called supplier administrator. Okay, just remember this role. While
Yeah.
creating an approval, what it will happen? Approval will be based on supplier. This supplier will be called as prospective and spend authorized. Prospective, you know the word prospective, right? Prospective means maybe. It may be the supplier, maybe our supplier. They have just provided a PR, not a PO, PR. PR means purchase requisition. Requisition doesn't mean you got an order. We can create a supplier in a system, right? So this purpose we will create them as prospective and spend authorized. The many problem we have faced during the client was prospective and spend authorized both will be available whatever Oracle has given. See, for example, what user creates, yes, select the spend authorized and create a supplier. They can enter the invoices. If you select only prospective and create, they cannot enter the invoices. This is about customizing this rule. This will be covered under this training, which will not be available in any course content or example. The customized role, whenever you're jumping into your project and your project manager asked for supplier approval is available, you can say, yes, it is available. If a project manager is aware that it is available, but Oracle has not given validation to select only prospective and validation to select only spend authorized, you can say, yes, the Oracle has done that, but we can customize the role. Even customizing the role, right? We can raise SR with Oracle. Yeah, Oracle SR for Fusion will not also support you the customizing the role, because it is not a standard thing. So you can say your manager yes, it is not there, but I know how to customize the role and remove the spend authorized from the system. So user will be only available to select the prospective and create. So approval will work perfectly. What is your problem? Your problem is what user wrongly select the spend authorized. Approve won't work, right? I'm reviewing the LOV for you. This will be covered under this the training course content which I'm preparing is for your project, for your interview, and for your project. You can explain all those things. The just the course content provided yes, that's an export from the content whatever you took. Many things may not be taken. Most of the things will be followed for your interview, for your project. Based on thing, I'm preparing the scenarios and topics based on that. It will be taken care and covered in this financial sessions.
Okay. One last thing.
Yes,
I'm focusing because you said we are maybe after transaction chapters we are going to conclude the GL module, correct?
Yes.
That's why I'm just for curiosity I'm asking. So in R12 where we are talking about budget control and budgeting aspect also in GL. So
Correct.
over here also we are going to discuss, or it will be not part of the content?
It will budgeting will not be the part of the content.
Okay.
Budgeting will not be the part of the content of GL module.
But
why? Because in real time scenario, I'll tell you. Budget. You see allocation. What is mean by allocation? Allocation is absolutely allocating allocation in the word itself. You mean you are doing something before, right? Budgeting. It's almost related to budgeting. For example, this department I'm allocating 1 million. This department I'm allocating, right? Allocation of this one. So same. This is related to budget. Most of the clients, they are not using the Oracle budgeting. They are going to EBS allocation and budgeting. Which is whenever they're purchasing the EPM and the finance or the combined package they will purchase, they are going to EPM. So that's the purpose we are covering only this.
no, Jagdish, actually, I'm currently implementing this GL and their full finance setup module
Infusion?
in one of banking client. Yes, in Fusion.
Okay.
And over there in banking client, as you are aware,
Banking, yeah,
GL
yeah.
is a very vital module. GL is over there.
Correct, 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 correct.
So that's why actually I'm more towards some other things, but GL is very crucial in, especially in banking client like JP
You're
Morgan.
doing
Like,
budgeting for banking?
no, I'm not saying any specific thing, but
No, no,
they
no, no.
have a module set up.
No, no, no. Sorry, if it was wrong, I'm generally asking. I'm just based on curiosity. I'm asking. Banking follows any budgeting?
Yeah, everything, mass
Okay, okay,
allocation, budgeting, everything is there, and even they have accounting hub module also, and from there they are
legacy
transferring all
system
the.
from the legacy
Yeah, yeah.
system they are transferring to accounting hub, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So that's a different thing, but I was just for curiosity, I'm asking if means 10-15 minutes, if you just at least guide us one day that yes, these are the navigations, these all things. So that will help me to explore, nothing else.
Okay,
So
no problem.
10-15, I'm not saying give a huge time because you have certain portion to cover. I understand. So if you just give a brief idea, very brief idea, or if you don't want to spend time, if you share some sort of document for those going through, that will help me in my future aspect over here. So that's
I,
the humble request, nothing else.
No problem, no problem. I took your request, Ajit. But before that, I have to discuss with Prasad, and we'll confirm you on this. And most
No
probably,
problem. If you
you can,
want, I'll tell Prashad. See, I'm interested to do one certification in specific to GL also. So
understood,
for that,
understood.
anyway, I was thinking to discuss with Prashad
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
on that part. That usually it happened because this is my third batch in along with Unogik, and
Okay,
we earlier concluded a couple of certification also. So
okay,
I
okay.
thought I'll discuss with Prashad that if I'll get assistance in certification exam also related to specific to GL module.
Okay. Fine, Ajit. Took your request. I will just put a word with Prasad. And before conclude our training, I will give you a detailed setups list. For example, budgeting. I've given you a list, right, for this uh, general ledger module. I will try to get the list. I'll search in my documents. I would have that budgeting list. And EPM, sorry, allocation, I really don't know. Not worked on that EPM. I will
No
provide you.
problem. No.
I will provide you a list of documents or mandatory documents, whatever I have. I will provide you during the session. I will post it in the drive. You can download from there. Not a problem. I took it. I understood your scenario and took your request. I will give me some time. I will provide you the
Yeah,
documents.
take your own time. And just want to know, as I seen you written in the content also, it's written.
Hmm.
We are going to discuss about different reporting thing like BIP, OTBI, FRS, and all those things. So those, let's take an example. In GL, we have different very vital reports like trial balance, P&L, balance sheet, those things. So using the FRS and all. So you are able to guide at least one or two demos of based on those report how to existing report modification and all.
BI, OTBI, already me and Prasad discussed on this. There will be a separate person, I guess some other person will guide you on this, not myself. But the vital reports, I have a list of reports. So list of standard reports, the important reports for GL. Each and every module, I have a standard report list of reports. I can provide you with that.
Yeah, that's what I want because BIP report, OTBI report, I already gone through and I'm working, but I'm more interested in FRS and some other vital report how to do enough changes over there. So no issue. If you can give us the list end of the session and some other time, that is also okay for me. Thank
Okay,
you,
okay.
Jay.
Sure, sure, Ajay. Thank you. All the best for your project also. Any other doubts?
Not right now. I'll go through and I'll let you know after the
Sure,
setup.
sure. Sure, Ajay. Fine. Nitish?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Let's meet up on Monday. Hope you practice on GL module.